you are finding your way to where you need to be. Now, there will be some tweaks and changes along the way, that's for sure. But when you see that wonderful, again, that wonderful alignment card, it tells you that you are on the right path.
Welcome to Cards and Constellations with Bonnie Morris and Don Rumor Rivera from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Here, we blend astrology and tarot to guide you through the twists and turns for the week ahead. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share. Let's dive into your cosmic journey together.
Okay, before we get to the astrology and tarot, let's take a look at the moon for the week of September 15th through the 21st. And this week on Sunday the 21st, we'll have the new moon. That's where the sun and the moon are conjunct, or what we call a cazimi. And that's where they block out the light, so you don't see the moon at all. That's the time to write down those intentions. We always talk about planting those seeds. So wherever it is that you're keeping track of those, whether it's your journal, your calendar, your diary, your phone, whatever, write it down. Make sure you know exactly what you're working on, what project you're going to do, so that, this is the important part, on May 23rd of next year, when we have the first quarter, which is at 2 degrees of Virgo, and that's when we do all the work. You'll be able to go back and find out what project you're working on. Tell me down below, where is it that you keep your intentions written? Do you have a special safe place? Leave us a comment and let us know. Now for the void of course. Sunday on the 14th, we enter a void of course at 28 degrees 59 minutes of Gemini. This was at 10:46 p.m. And we returned into the sign of Cancer on the 15th at 12:30 a.m. On the 17th, Wednesday, at 3:13 a.m., at 28 degrees of Cancer, we begin another void of course until 5:20 a.m., when it enters into the sign of Leo. Then, on the 19th, we begin another void at 12:21 p.m. at 29 degrees of Leo until 12:23 p.m. Now, that is probably our record short void of course. It's only 2 minutes long. It will then enter into the sign of Virgo. Libra, last week we had Venus in a direct square with Uranus. This week they are beginning to separate, but that aspect may still bring that push me, pull you dynamic between wanting to be close and wanting the independence. You value your personal freedom deeply and are conflicted when emotional ties feel too binding. You may find a unique way of expressing your affection that is highly creative. Though the emotional rhythm may be unpredictable, with understanding and flexibility, you'll thrive in relationships that allow for space and individuality. In these week's charts, things don't change a whole lot. We have this massive kite that we've been looking at and headed for Saturn conjunct with Neptune. And on the tail of the kite, we have the sun and moon conjunct in a cazimi, giving us the new moon. And separating from that is Mercury, who was conjunct with the sun last week. When the sun is conjunct with Mercury, it gives us quick thinking and expressive communication, a spark of creativity and curiosity with a strong focus on ideas and self-expression. Pleasure, creativity, and romance are highlighted, and you may feel drawn towards self-expression or a spark of love that feels exciting and new. Yet responsibilities could pull you back to reality, asking you to balance the fun and the duty. Venus sharpens your awareness of relationships, whether deepening bonds or recognizing where harmony is lacking. Midweek, your voice wants to be heard, whether through open conversation, and on the weekend, yes, it's encouraged. Joy and faithfulness reminding you of the beauty of living in the moment. Mindfulness is important. Dawn, what do you show for Libra?
Let's get to it for you this week. Libra, this is your reading, and hopefully will give you some guidance for whatever you may be experiencing. Your first card out, which is your energy this week, is an alignment card. I'm loving that. When the alignment card comes out, especially as your energy, it's telling me that you have been going through a metamorphosis. You've been going through a bit of understanding, a reasoning, a change. You figured out that maybe, just maybe, something wasn't working. And so I don't know if it was the summer months that kind of gave you this epiphany or whatever, but you have finally been coming to the realization that something's got to give, something's got to change, and you have been aligning yourself with whatever that energy was, whatever that change has been required. And so this is telling me that you're actually coming into this week in a good place. Because again, you are finding your alignment. You are finding yourself exactly where, well, not exactly, let me take that back, not exactly, but you are finding your way to where you need to be. Now, there will be some tweaks and changes along the way, that's for sure. But when you see that wonderful, again, that wonderful alignment card, it tells you that you are on the right path. So keep pushing forward. As we do this week, again, I love this because this is a new way of thinking, a new way of understanding, a new way of doing something. Because of this epiphany, because of this work to become enlightened, to this understanding of a new idea, a new way, a new concept, it's helping you to see things differently and maybe even process things differently. You know, it's amazing how if we see a child run along and then we're like, they're going to trip, they're going to trip, they're going to trip, and then they trip, and we're like, see, oh man. But if we process it differently and thinking they're running along, they're learning to walk, they're learning to run, and you know they're going to fall, but I'm not going to panic about it because they're on a surface that's not going to hurt them, but they need to fall down a little bit to then learn how to not fall down, right? So again, it's a perspective situation, but it's a situation where again you can see the same thing, but in a different way. And that's what the alignment's doing. It's showing you that some things that were consistent in your life will be consistent. But if you see them a little differently, then things look good. In this case, seeing things very differently and is helping you to overcome some of this baggage you were carrying at the beginning of the year. I get a feeling like there was a whole lot of baggage you were carrying, Libra, a whole lot of issues that you were carrying with you. And you're just like, I don't need all this. How come I need to carry this with me? And I don't. And you didn't. And you learned. So now we're moving forward with this. As we do, look at this. It's a wonderful thing. You're getting the confirmation. This is the news generator of abundance. So the confirmation's coming in because you're feeling lighter. You're feeling less frustrated, less depressed. You're actually looking at future. You're looking at planning. You're planning engagements and outings, and you're looking at doing things with people, making the phone calls. Hey, let's get together. Let's have lunch. Let's have dinner. Let's have a drink. Let's go out to a movie. Let's join a book club. All these things. This is you getting involved. And this is because, again, you're getting yourself in order and you're realizing I work 9 to 5. I don't need to work 5 to 9 as well. I need to take the time to enjoy my work life when work life is necessary, and my home life, again, finding that balance, that's part of this. So this is a continuation of that. And as you do, you're getting happier and happier because this is that Ace of Cups. So continue to tweak yourself. Continue to find a balance between work and home. Continue to find a balance between what other people demand of you and what you demand of yourself. And your needs. The needs have to be there as well. Try to continue to find a space that you can find a quiet moment to reflect, a quiet moment to appreciate, again, what has come, but also to understand what needs to be coming. And again, that's because the noise is muddled. Muddle the noise. Make sure you don't hear the noise so you can think clearly. And as you do, you're going to continue to progress and move forward. And I'm loving the Spirit's with you all along the way. See, Spirit's talking in your ear. Spirit is with you. And that's the 9 of Pentacles. And so Spirit is delivering you. It's been guiding you along the way. It's been nudging you. It's been pushing you from time to time. And so sometimes when you felt stuck, it like boosted you a little bit. So don't be surprised if you still feel a little bit of like, nudging along the way, because that Spirit's still talking to you. There's still some growth to come. So be patient. Make sure you're living a balanced life. Make sure that you're finding, again, the 9 to 5 and the 5 to 9. Make sure that you're using that 5 to 9 for family, friends, and yourself. And look at this, moving on to a much happier space and more abundant space. This is actually me telling me you're going to do better financially as well, even if you have your own business, because this indicates it could be your own business, by the way. And there was one other card that kind of did that for me as well, and that is this one. But those two cards indicate even if you have your own business, you still need to find that 5 to 9. You got to find peace. You got to find enjoyment. You got to find life beyond your business. So working, yes. Building your own business, yes. Growing your business, yes. Growing but focus as well on giving family time, giving yourself personal time, giving yourself time to live, breathe, and become a fully formed human being, and not all business. And you will do well by doing this. You will do very well by doing this, Libra. Holy moly, I'm loving this reading. While I give the love to you and appreciation, I would ask that you give me a little teeny bit too, and that's just by hitting that like, subscribe, and those like, subscribe, and share buttons. I would truly appreciate it. When you see my image here, if you are on Sonoran Mystic Tarot, to the right corner, lower right corner, you will see a button that says subscribe. Hit that button and you'll subscribe to my channel. And when you do, it'll ask you for, it'll show you icon bell, click all. That way, every time I post, every time I go live, or every time I do something, you will see it pop up. You don't have to look for me anymore. It'll show up to you, and then you decide whether you want to watch it or not. I would appreciate that so very much. While you're at it, if you could go over to Miss Bonnie's channel, which is Your Love Goddess. She's our astrology person. Click her subscribe as well. And do the same thing, share. Pop back over if you're on her side. Pop over to mine, Sonoran, like the desert I'm in. Mystic, that's what I do. And Tarot, that's who I am. So Sonoran Mystic Tarot, hit that subscribe button. Until next week, of course, I can only ask that you continue to grow, to have the confidence, have the faith, and find that alignment energy. Know that you're being guided, and appreciate the fact that you are. And when you finally feel that relief, that opportunity to exhale, you'll be glad that you had a peek at what you needed to hear. Because this is that moment. I'm the person to deliver the message. And thankfully, you were there to receive it. Share it out. We'll talk next week. Have an amazing one. Love, light, and blessings from Miss Bonnie and her family, me and my family here at Sonoran Mystic Tarot, to you and yours.